Did Mitchell just make Mostert expendable? Mitchell ain't hero. I think there's a typo there. Mostert is, but he's so much more elusive and his vision is better.
Um, like Mitchell's not going to be as fast as Mostert is. Um, but I mean, he does make Mostert expendable. I mean, Mostert struggled with injuries for the last couple of years after holding the team up for money, and you got Elijah Mitchell on a rookie contract for the next 3 years after this. So it does make him expendable because he's somebody that you can rely on. So kind of have to go with the high hand going forward.
And you've been saying this since basically like week 2, I want to say, or whenever Mitchell came back.
Yeah.
He's looked really good. And do they really need Mostert to run the offense they want to? I don't think they do.
Right. Okay, David Yang clarified. He said home run hitter, so that's what that word was. Yeah, Elijah Mitchell is obviously not going to be the one breaking off 80-yard touchdown runs or whatever. But again, you get one or two of those. Like, I mean, Mostert's carry this year, he got a nice big chunk, right? And then he was hurt. Last year against the Jets, he had the 80-yard touchdown run, and then shortly after was hurt. So I would rather take the guy who's going to consistently get me 5 to 10 to 15 rather than the guy who, yeah, he might get you a touchdown, a handful of times a season, but can't stay healthy.
Exactly, yeah. Mitchell, Mostert either comes back on a vet minimal deal or not at all.
Right?
Which is going to be interesting. I really do wonder what's going to happen to it. Does another team see him and think they'll get the Mostert from 2019 season and bet on him staying healthy, or does he not have too many chances? And the Niners say, "Hey, you can come back here for cheap, prove yourself again." We'll have to see what happens with that moving forward.
Yeah, I don't think that he's going to be back either way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about a running back that's going to be, 29, 30? And you still put capital into Sermon, so you're going to have to hope that you can rehab him. Shanahan seems to like Hasty. And then you still have Jeff Wilson, which, like, I think the fan base likes Jeff Wilson more than I do, simply for that one play that he caught on the zero blitz and the fact that he can run touchdowns in from the one. I think people overvalue Wilson, to be honest. But be that as it may, that's fine.
Only a team-friendly deal gets Mostert back, which is unlikely. This is Ian Sharp. Just hope Mostert doesn't go to AZ, Seattle, and LA. I mean, feel free if they're willing to bet on him staying healthy.
Yep.
Wilson runs hard. Yep. So Deebo was at the press conference up at the mic, and they were asking him about his performances today. He said it was just 2 little minor drops. You got to start, or you start the game, and you're too hyped. You just need to settle into the game we play. And then when they asked him about his big screen pass that went for almost a touchdown, he gave credit to the O-line, which you love to see. It all starts with the O-line. That's what he said. So,
I mean, Mac was out there blocking too. So,
yep.
I mean, it's true. The O-line got out there. Sanu had a great block, kind of used his body to angle the defensive back and, without getting a stupid penalty. And I think that, Deebo, if he had just a little more juice in the tank, I think he's not exactly a breakaway sprinter type. I think he ran out of gas. So maybe he gets that touchdown. He didn't get it, but I mean, they got them in position and they were able to get it in. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, they were very close to not punching it in there. I think it went all the way down to 3rd and goal, if I remember correctly, before they actually did punch it in. Right? I think Jimmy kept it. So that would have been very unfortunate.
I think that, yeah. That would have been unfortunate, but they were able to do it. So,
yeah. Ian Sharp said, hope Kittle gets back on track soon. Well, per Kyle, we should see him next week, right? So,
yeah, I think so. I mean, he had been playing with that calf injury until the Arizona game. And so with the extra 3 weeks, the whole point of it was let's get him back 100% rather than like he can play through this, but let's get him 100% instead. So he should be back. I mean, there's no reason to think why he wouldn't be able to come back. So that'll be interesting to see.
We did not see Trey Lance at all today. And
No.
Kyle Shanahan was asked in the post game, and he basically said, I wasn't going to put him into these situations to where he could get further injured. We just got him back healthy, which is interesting because he's injured because of what you did the first time. But regardless, What did you think of that? Did they just
I
not want to mess up Jimmy?
I don't like that. I'm not gonna put Trey Lance's injury on Kyle Shanahan. I don't like that. But
Well, I'm not putting it 100% on him. I'm just saying I didn't want to put him in certain positions to where he could get injured. When you ran the hell out of him when you had him starting,
right. But then you also watch Trey Lance, who is allergic to sliding, apparently. So
yeah,
we saw it out
that's
of Justin Fields
yeah,
today. Justin Fields knows how to slide.
fantastic slider,
Right.
elite slider
I mean, dude, he was sliding, then popped up like he's
in
doing
a
pop up
second.
slides. I'm like, wow, dude, are you a baseball player or what? But
Yeah,
no, I mean, part of that is Lance needs to be aware that hey, man, this is the NFL. Every dude is an elite athlete. You got to slide because you can run him 16 times if he's not getting hit and he's sliding, and it doesn't matter. He's gonna be fine. He took some unnecessary hits, and it's been a couple of the rookies that have been like that too. I remember the last preseason game where Trevor Lawrence on a third down went crazy and like got hit, and people were like, "Dude, you got to get down." And he was like, "Yeah, it was like fourth down. We were trying to make the play." And I'm like, "Dude, it's preseason." So just a situational awareness, but I think that's going to come with time and with coaching. So I think I think that Lance can do it. I just think I hesitate to put an injury on a coach. The whole purpose of Lance being an athlete is so that you can run him, and then you look at people like Lamar Jackson who runs all the time and doesn't always get hurt. So that's where I kind of disagree. But I understand the sentiment, and I actually do agree with Kyle. Like, why put him out there if you don't need him? And I don't think that they needed him at all. Particularly with Jimmy. Jimmy looked pretty spry on that RPO. Like he
he
got
did.
there.
Yeah,
So
he did. Two
um,
rushing touchdowns today, which is crazy, but
right.
credit.